Hi guys, it's Mrs. Randall, Sam's mom, and I wanted to show you a couple things in the kitchen that you might find interesting. So I'll probably do a few more of these to give you guys a couple of recipes to try, but there are two that I just want to show you. So I don't know about you, but I really like egg salad and I love hard-boiled eggs. My kids both love hard-boiled eggs, either just eating them with a little bit of salt or cutting them and putting them on a salad. And another way is mixing with mayonnaise to make egg salad. So I'm going to show you how I hard-boil eggs, and everyone does it a little bit different. And then I'm going to show you how to make your own mayonnaise. And then when you have both of those things done and everything's cooled, you can chop up your eggs and mix them in with some mayonnaise. You're going to have to wait, Maddie. So the first thing is, I'm not going to actually hard boil the eggs right now, but I'll show you what I do. And I wrote down my instructions for you. So depending on how many eggs you want, I have 4 in my pan here. You put them in the pan and cover them with enough water to maybe an inch over the top of the eggs. Okay, the water will evaporate a little bit, so you want to make sure that the eggs are covered. And what you do is you put your burner, and you have to obviously get some grown-up help with this, but you're going to put the burner on high because you want to boil the water. Once the water starts to do what they call a rolling boil, you've probably seen that, you want to turn off the heat to 0, cover the pan, leave it on the burner, and then let it sit there for about 10 to 12 minutes, okay? And they'll continue to cook in the hot water. Once your eggs are done, you know, the 12 minutes has gone by, you want to put them in a bowl with some ice and cold water in your sink, because that stops the cooking process. Once your eggs are cooked, you don't want them to keep cooking and get all dry and yucky. So the 12 minutes covered after the water starts to boil, let them sit on the burner, take them off, drain them in your sink in a colander, and put them in a bowl with some ice water, okay? You'll probably have to change out the ice water a couple of times so that they continue to cool down. But once they've stopped cooking, then you can put them in the refrigerator and let them cool all the way through. Then you can do whatever you want with the eggs. You can eat them just like that, you can cut them into your salad, or you can mix them up with your homemade mayonnaise. Okay, so let's get busy on the mayonnaise. And I wrote down my instructions so I don't forget, and I'll share the instructions with you guys. So I don't know if you know what goes into mayonnaise, and you may not like mayonnaise and you may not want to make the recipe, but that's okay. It's important to know how things are made. Mayonnaise is made from olive oil, egg, and then we also put a little bit of mustard powder or dry mustard in there, a little bit of salt, and some lemon juice, okay? Once your mayonnaise is made, you can then use it to make other stuff like egg salad, but you can also mix it with spices and a little bit of milk or buttermilk or almond milk. You can actually make your own salad dressing. It's really very good. Once you've had homemade mayonnaise though, and if you like mayonnaise, you probably won't ever want to buy the store-bought mayonnaise again. So I'm going to go through the process of making mayonnaise. Hopefully my cat will not knock the camera over. He's already knocking things over. Can somebody please get the cat? Thank you. She likes to cause problems for me. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we have our recipe right here. I've already washed my hands. That's the first thing you do, soap and water wash. And then we're going to put the egg, 1 egg, and a 1/4 cup of olive oil in what we have here is our food processor. Okay? So we're going to put 1 egg. I'm going to give you guys this recipe too. So we put the egg right in there. All right. And then we put a 1/4 cup of olive oil. This is my 1/4 cup measure, my olive oil right here, right in the food processor. Okay. Make sure that's all in there. Okay, and it says place the egg, the quarter cup of olive oil, the mustard powder, and salt in the bowl. Okay, so the mustard powder, or ground mustard, you can get this right at the grocery store. We need half a teaspoon. So that's flat right there, half a teaspoon goes right in there. And salt, as for half a teaspoon of salt. Now I use Himalayan pink salt. You can use regular table salt. The pink salt is saltier than table salt. So I will usually use about half. So instead of trying to pry off that cover, I'm just going to do it that way and estimate. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to measure out a cup more of olive oil. I'm warning you right now that this might get a little bit messy if you're not careful, and even if you are careful. So I'm just going to put a couple of paper towels here. Get my 1 cup of olive oil here. All right, I'm going to go a little bit short and then add a little bit at the end. And what we're going to do with this food processor and all the ingredients is we're going to emulsify the ingredients so they get thick, like mayonnaise. Okay, so this is kind of a science experiment. All right, I'm going to put our cover on. This might take a few minutes, so bear with me. While this is running, I'm going to stop it, pour a little bit more olive oil in, just a little bit, cover it, run it again, and continue to do that over and over and over until I've used up this whole cup. All right, so bear with me. So now I've mixed these two together. I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil, really just a little bit, okay? This is where it might get messy. Put this back in. Starting to get thick. Let's put a little bit more of that olive oil in. And again. Okay, let's do some more. Now if you put in about half of our cup of olive oil, let's keep going. Starting to thicken up. I don't know if you can see that. You can add a little bit more olive oil, not too much. The idea here is to do a little bit at a time. Oh, we're getting there. It's starting to emulsify. I don't want to take it out. I want to keep going. No, I do want to take it out, but instead I'm going to keep going. All right, we're almost done with our oil. Hang in there. We almost have mayonnaise. Ooh, it's coming out nice. A little bit more. Just a few more of these and then we'll be done. can see that or not, but it's really coming together nicely. Probably 1 or 2 more of these, and we'll be done. It's really emulsified very nicely. Almost done. We'll do this one and 1 more, and then we'll be done. Actually, going to stop for a second and make sure that this oil is getting. Do you see how thick that is? Can you see that? Isn't that cool? No. There we go. Okay, almost done. This will be the last one. You don't want to forget any oil. That stuff is good. Sometimes these emulsifiers just spin things around when they get full, so I want to make sure that oil gets incorporated there. Finished with this. It does say at this point if you want to add a little bit of lemon juice you can for flavor, so we'll just add that in, mix it up. Okay, so we had an egg and some olive oil, and now we have mayonnaise. Can you see that? Alright, so what we'll do is we're going to take that mayonnaise out of the container, hang on, out of the food processor, and then we're going to put it in the fridge and let it cool down. Okay? And then at that point you can mix your mayonnaise with your chopped up hard-boiled eggs, but also another thing you can do is add some spices to it. So for example, if you like spicy food, you can get some chipotle pepper, the powdered, and take a little bit of your homemade mayonnaise and put a little bit of chipotle in there and mix it up. You can put that in a sandwich. You can mix a little bit of this with some dill for a fish sandwich, or you can actually make your own tartar sauce. Tartar sauce is basically mayonnaise and relish. And sometimes I put a little bit of lemon juice in there. But you can use this mayonnaise as a base for a lot of different things. Salad dressings, all sorts of yummy, or you can just eat it plain on a sandwich. I would just, eat it. But this is delicious, and you will love to eat this instead of store-bought mayonnaise. And you can see it really wasn't that hard. Didn't take that long. And you can mix it with just about anything. A bunch of different spices, put it on a sandwich, make your own, try different stuff. If you like blue cheese salad dressing, buy some of those blue cheese crumbles, mix it up with a little bit of milk in there. You've got your own blue cheese salad dressing. Well, I hope you learned a little bit, and if you want to try to make this and want to send me a picture or video, I'd love to see it. I'll see you guys later for the next recipe. Bye-bye.